I'm back. Oh, and there's a new LG TV software update available. Welcome into the video, everyone. Gosh, it's been a while. When I say a while, I usually drop a couple of uploads per week on average, and I think it's been a little over 2 weeks since I've done a video here on the channel, so I'm a little out of practice. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do with my hands. I mean, I know you can't see me, but I don't know what I'm doing here. Anyway, all joking aside, welcome into the video, welcome into the channel. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Today, I'm back with another video, and we're talking LG displays, and we're doing that because, as you could see from the title of the video, LG's pushing out yet another software update, and the only question we have here is it going to be a fun, exciting update, bringing some new features to talk about, or are they just going to be doing some general maintenance from the prior update? Well, let's figure it out. So, first thing I usually do in these videos, take the remote here, which should look very familiar to you at this point if you have an LG display, but I'm going to go ahead and press and hold that settings button and go over to support, software update, and the current firmware on this particular display, which, oh, by the way, is a 42-inch LG C3, is going to be 03.30.76, and from here I'm going to go ahead and check for updates, and of course no updates are found, but have no fear. Those of you that follow the channel know that does not deter me. What I've already done, because I anticipated the updates not being pushed out over the air to my display yet, is I went ahead and loaded in this USB drive right here with the new software update 03.31.45. That's the new firmware update. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug in that USB drive into my C3 here, and I'm going to manually install this update. And what I'll do is I will cut back in on this video if I experience any installation problems. And if you think that there's never been installation problems when manually updating an LG TV, I have some videos earlier on the channel where there are definitely can be some issues installing manually. But if you don't want to leave manually installing your LG display to a professional like myself, joking, of course, I do have a manual install video that I've done that shows you step-by-step process. I'll go ahead and link that in the description or card that in somewhere if you want to go ahead and manually update your LG display. But the time has come. Let me go ahead and get the USB drive plugged into the display. Either you're going to see me cut back in and tell you absolutely don't try to manually update because it's bricking the hell out of my TV, or I'll come back and I'll share with you how the install process went, and then I'll talk about what actually comes with update. Read it again, 03.31.45. All right, there for a minute, I almost thought I was gonna have to cut back in and tell you that this new software update bricked my TV, because the display did something that it has never done, not once, since I've been manually installing updates on any of my LG displays. So let me kind of break it down real quick. So what happened was I didn't bother filming any of the installation process. That went by relatively quick. The crazy part happened at the very end where it gave me a message and it said, hey, the update's finished installing. Do you want to go ahead and restart the display now? And I'm like, oh, yeah. So I went ahead and clicked yes, and the display, went off like it normally does. The problem and the scary part happened on restart. So if you've never done a manual update, or if you've never actually done an update on your LG display, what's going to happen is whenever you restart your TV, the next time it boots up, whether it does it or you're going to get the WebOS logo in the background, which should signify that there's been a change within the firmware, okay? The scary part here is that it hung up on the WebOS logo sitting in the background for what seemed like 10 or 20 minutes, but in actuality was probably more like 1 minute or 2, which is an eternity. It never hangs up on that screen that long after doing its own restart upon installing a new firmware update. It wasn't over. So basically what happened was the WebOS logo stayed in the background, and I really wish I had filmed this part now. Maybe I wish I had even filmed it in real time so that you could be in as much suspense as I was. But After hanging up on the logo for at least a minute, probably longer, the display just turned itself off. And I knew it turned itself off because, number one, the logo disappeared, but I knew it turned itself off because the little red light standby indicator down at the bottom, I actually have that set to stay on. So whenever the display is off, I can just look at that little red indicator and know if the display is off or not. And the display went black and the display turned itself off. And I'm like, well, the whole point of the restart was that the display would turn itself off, turn itself back on, finish installing the update or whatever it does in the background, and then it would take me back to the screen like you're looking at right here. It didn't do that. It just shut itself off. And I'm like, uh-oh, this one might have actually bricked the TV. You know, this is not good. I'm getting ready to have to make another clip for the video. So I went ahead and manually turned the TV back on. The WebOS indicator, the WebOS logo reappeared on the screen, hung up for maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds this time. And then it started to reboot itself like it normally does. And I'm like, I'm wondering what happened on that first restart. That was way too close for comfort on this TV not actually turning back on and working properly after manually installing this update. So all I know is that I didn't have a lot of fun during that installation process. So whatever comes with this update better damn well be worth that sort of scary feeling. So up next, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes with software update 03.31.45. All right, here we are. It's time to find out what actually comes with software update 03.31.45. And let me open by saying I'm not completely convinced that you should try and install this software update. Number one, because of the complication. I mean, the issue that I experienced during installation was way too close for comfort for me. And what I discovered after the fact of what actually comes with this update completely doesn't make it worth it, in my opinion, for now. So let me go ahead and show you what actually comes with the update. All we got with this one is improvement and fixing minor bugs. Now, like in typical LG form here, these updates are telling you they improved something and that they fixed minor bugs. I just wish they would actually tell us what they fixed. I see different comments on my videos saying this update broke this feature on my TV, this update broke that feature on my TV, and I really hate to hear that sort of stuff because most of the time I don't experience those same issues when I do these updates. And as those of you that follow the channel know, I install these updates on day one or as close to it as I can. So I should know pretty quickly whether it breaks a certain feature with day-to-day use. And more times than not, I don't experience the same issues that you all do, which I really makes me sad to hear. But if you are somebody who is hesitant to install the update because you're afraid of certain features that it might break, I totally understand that. Leave me some comments below. If you want me to start doing follow-up videos to these, for example, I'm going to do an update video like today, letting you know, hey, update is coming, here's the firmware version number, here's kind of what to expect in the update. If you would like to see me do a follow-up video where I kind of do some deeper dive and some testing on certain features to make sure they're working correctly before doing the update, leave me some comments below letting me know that, and I'll actually try and slot out some time to do those sort of videos. Just to be completely transparent with you, YouTube is not my full-time job. It's just a side hobby. I just enjoy doing this sort of thing. I like conversing with you all in the chat, etc. And doing those deeper dives on software updates to try and find out what features are going to be broken, if there are any, that takes a lot of time. And so if you're out there and you're really hesitant to do these updates before seeing what all is going to be broken on the updates, let me know in the comments section if you would really like to see those videos where I do some testing and make sure that there are no major features broken. And I'll do my best to try and do those updates shortly after doing this sort of video. So that's going to do it for today's video. As always, I appreciate you watching my video. It means a lot to me. If you did enjoy today's content, found it helpful, etc., be sure to smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And of course, if you're new here, it's the first time seeing one of my sort of videos, you like what I bring to the table, consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you're going to subscribe, of course, hit the bell notification so you don't miss the future uploads. But with all that being said, until the next one.